So here we're looking at unit rates. And unit rates are a ratio of a quantity to a value of 1 unit. Here we have our popcorn example, and with our movie theater popcorn example, it says a movie theater sells 4 bags of popcorn for $16.50. We want to know how much each bag cost. Because we want to know how much it is for every bag, we want it to be something per every bag. So our per amount, our for every one amount, is going to be the amount that we put on the bottom. We want it to be for every one of whatever's on the bottom. Since we want it for every bag, we're actually going to take the number for the bags, okay, the 4 bags, and that's going to be our number that we put on the bottom. So here is where we're going to have the number of bags that we need, 4, okay. Up here then is where we're going to have the $16.50 for the popcorn. So up here is the $16.50. Now from here, we're going to divide by 4 because our goal again is to find out, well, how much is it for every one? So if we divide by 4, we're able to get for every 1. Here we go. We're able to get for every 1 bag of popcorn. And so $16.50 divided by 4, we end up with 4.13. Putting this into the words or into the context of the question, a movie theater sells 4 bags of popcorn for $16.50. So each bag of popcorn is going to cost $4.13, put a dollar sign now, for every 1 bag. And you can see that because we have for every 1 bag. Okay. Here is another example. In this next example, we are looking at a map. And on the map, it tells us here that to get from city A to city B, well, let's see what happens. Okay, it takes 3.5 hours to travel 140 miles from city A to city B. So 3.5 hours to get from city A to city B, and that will be a total of 140 miles. If we want to know how much it is miles per hour, okay, then we're going to then think, okay, well, if we want miles per hour, I'm going to have every hour be on the bottom. My goal is then to get my hours, the 3.5, to be a total of 1. In order to make it a total of 1, I can divide 3.5 by 3.5. So here now, on the top portion, I would have 140 miles. So since I divided 3.5 by 3.5 to get to 1, I also have to divide 140 by 3.5, and I end up with 40. So 140 divided by 3.5 is 40, meaning then it is 40 miles, because these were the miles, for every, that's my fraction bar, 1 hour, because again, the 3.5 and the 1 relate to the number of hours. So in my answer, going back to the question, I want to answer the question. It says here then that is going to be 40 miles per hour. Okay. Last example here, I have an ice cream cone with sprinkles. Okay. And it says here 2 gallons of ice cream can make 22 ice cream cones. We want to know how much each gallon makes. So we're going to want to know how much for every gallon, right? For each gallon. So if it's for each gallon, I want to put the 2 gallons on the bottom, okay? Because that's going to tell me then, well, how much it is going to be for every 1 gallon, okay? So I can get to the 1 gallon by dividing by 2, because 2 divided by 2 is 1. And that's what I want. I want to know how much for every 1 gallon, for each gallon. So 2 gallons of ice cream can make 22 ice cream cones. So now I can put the 22 ice cream cones on top. I divided by 2 on the bottom, so I'm going to divide by 2 on the top to keep it the same, or keep a equivalent ratio. 22 divided by 2 is 11. And so that means for me that I have here, you can see, 11. These are my ice cream cones, so 11 ice cream cones for every 1 gallon. So each gallon makes 11 ice cream cones.